Jesus James Angleton, the way you spin that story round. Always sharp, just like a tack when you're tracking the price of the dollar and pound. But drop the narrative, that thing that you inherited. Your history homos chariot just pulled up outside. Scott, William, Patrick on the scene, they're breaking up the subroutine. Something's crackling in your brain, MK Ultra make you go insane. Hey, don't you know we're only on the case for a good time, baby? Took a Rhodes pill, now I'm reading these books for a long time, baby. Honey pots and psyop traps, you can trust the plan until you snap. Slop conspiracy everywhere. History homos clear the air. Close your eyes, what's truth or lie? Hiding in the space between. Reality's a tangled scene. Tune in, you'll know what I mean. Close your eyes, what's truth or lie? Hiding in the space between. Reality's a tangled scene. Tune in, you'll know what I mean. Hey, history homos only on the case for a good time, baby. Took a Rhodes pill, now I'm reading these books for a long time, baby.
And we're live. Welcome back to the show. Patrick is on assignment in Portugal, and joining me, stepping in, is after that. He's literally the very next History Homo. Just steps up to the plate. Jared, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here. I hope Patrick is enjoying his assignment, and
I assume, I don't know. This is so funny. He said to me, he said, "Oh, I'm gonna, by hell or high water, I'm gonna make me be able to be on the show, even though I'll be on vacation." And I'm like, "No, what the
it's
fuck?
like 2
are you
o'clock in the
talking
morning.
Even if
It's
it was the same time zone, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm not like, I'm not being like, you better show up to the fucking podcast, or you're not gonna get your meager fucking share of
Pittance.
what little money we make. Like, yeah, no. So I said absolutely not. Jared, you had already offered recently to step in for
Sure.
another week where I didn't have anybody. And so I was like, hold that thought. And I said, I got a perfect opportunity. And so we're doing something a little different tonight. We're doing some transformative content, I believe is the term in the industry.
I mean, you say that, but I believe that this episode we're about to do is a return to form.
Well,
A
you're right.
return.
That's true.
It's something that like it's part five
Well, you're not
or
wrong.
six. It's part five or six at this point. Like,
You're not wrong, but I do mean, but I do mean the format of what we will be doing after. I
oh
want to get a
yes,
couple things out of the way first, but regardless, the format of what we're doing is we're going to be reacting to a video of which, don't worry, it's not going to have end up with us just sitting there because it's a
gold,
masterpiece. It's
it's
a
gold,
master.
Jerry. It's gold, Jerry.
It literally was gifted to us by God Himself. Like this moment, it culminated in just perfect providence, I guess would be the
Yes,
word. Yeah.
it,
But
it it
anyway,
it really is a divine intervention.
it's divinely inspired. All right, but anyway, I did want to say this other thing. So we got so many threads here because we were just chit chatting before, and I was like, no, we got to get recording that kind of stuff. But um, so you were saying to me before, we're not going to mention any details or identifying things about him, but you have a friend who started his life as a conservative.
Like he was the most conservative, one of the most conservative people I knew
Yeah.
growing up. Like die in the wool
Now, how
Republican
old are we talking
GOP.
here? You said high school, right?
Yeah, I'm. Well, then I'll be giving qualifiers, but
Oh, fair
I've
enough. Just say, but high school age. You don't have to give any exact time
yes,
periods. But
I've known this person for a very long time.
sure.
I have a very good relationship with
Great.
with
I'm
him.
not. No, I don't think there's anything odd about what he's saying at all. I think that there's cultural things that caused me to comment on, which is so yeah, I will say this. I want to give him a little credit. I'm going to give him a little I'm going to give him a little bit of a cover here is I don't think anyone is exactly like they were in high school, first of all. So if you're like any sort of very serious into something, you are like entitled to be like, I think that's gay and stupid 20, 30 years later or whatever. You're entitled to do that.
Yes.
So there's absolutely nothing weird about what this guy did. Is that I'm trying to get that out of there. But yes, he started his life as a conservative, and then now, what did you say that he is planning on or talking even speculatively about doing?
First, he's left the Republican Party, and now he's like a registered Democrat. And like, you would never think that he would ever have done that in a million years. But now he's like, I want to leave the country. I don't feel safe
Yeah.
here.
I don't feel safe here. Yeah. Well,
I
listen,
don't.
again, he's just imbibing. I don't blame him for this because he's just imbibing what his like media environment is trying to get him to imbibe, you know?
No, I agree. Like, I think are things going to probably get worse? Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
like our entire generation, it's been like one shitstorm after another. Like we had to watch planes fly into buildings
Yeah.
and like
In a weird ritualistic way.
3,000 people die. Like where I am, everyone knows somebody that was
For
there,
sure. Yeah.
like or had family members that were there or friends. Like everyone I know, or there's some. I'm like 1 or 2 degrees away from someone who was in 9/11.
Yeah.
Um,
But that's
and
only
that,
one little thing, too, by the way.
but then there was the 20
Yeah.
years wars,
Right.
the
It's been a wild
recession,
ride. It's been a wild ride, is what we're trying to say here. But what I'm
like
saying, though, so you said to me, though, that something he said was the Trump Republican Party is not what the Republican Party was when you were young or
yeah,
whatever.
and I think he kind of misses the days of like the cigar smoking, uh I guess
Like
not
Bush, you
necessarily
mean?
good old boys, not even that, but like more
Country club kind of shit.
yeah, like some semblance of civility, because it very much looks like a circus.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
I'm very much it's very much reminded of when I was like much younger. my uncle works in the industry. And a guy came to him with all this footage from Arnold Schwarzenegger's gubernatorial run,
Yeah,
and he was like, "I want to put like make a documentary." So I was like helping him digitize a lot of this like footage
sure.
this guy had, and it was legit a three-ring circus,
Yeah, of course.
just
It's
everything in
Arnold.
it. But like now that three-ring circus is just like it's on
Oh,
steroids.
okay. Well, I mean, it's the merging of Hollywood and politics,
But it's
literally,
always but it's always been like that though.
for
Like
sure.
you go back to like JFK and
Oh yeah,
what's his face endorsing JFK. Fucking Ronald Reagan was an actor.
true. I know. Yeah. Who's the vice president? Jerry Lewis? But anyway, but the thing is that it struck me the comment that you had reported that he had said, which was that like it's just not the Republican Party that I remember, and it's like, bro, neither party has any stable identity at all. That's a falsehood. And by the way, it's okay that he thought that because again, they want you to think that they have always stood for, the party of Lincoln. They always say, like, you know what I mean? And Dinesh D'Souza, like the Dems are the real racists. Um, he's hilarious, by the way. But my point though is like and again I was saying this to you off air, which is why I wanted to bring it to the show. But you got to check out that Rothbard lecture series. He like breaks down like what the motivations of the parties were and and how they got voters, which is totally different than today. And like for instance, the one of the big things with the parties was like it just what your job was, or not what your job was, but like your social class, which was also tied in with your ethnicity, your white ethnicity, as it were, because everyone pretty much was white. Um, but and by the way, forever and ever, by the way, but before the Democrats became the party that started giving out welfare, blacks always voted for Republicans. Always, 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 always. That was a good 60 years that they went probably of straight voting just for Republicans because it's the party of Lincoln. And
Yeah.
and but then when the Democrats became the ones that were like, okay, we'll give out welfare, whatever, they were like, hey, shit.
You know, I can understand like what like
Which
watching
is the
Rothbard.
30s, FYI. Just sorry to interrupt you.
No, but like I can understand from the perspective like of Rothbard looking at through a historical context about
For
like
sure.
how the parties, but none of that matters anymore because
I know, because we live in hyper reality.
none of it's real.
Yeah, it's all fake. It's all falsehood. Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, I think it's really interesting that the idea that it's like the Republican Party of my youth is what the Republican Party really is, which is like, it's not. It's not. In the 1970s, it was Nelson Rockefeller. Like, Nelson Rockefeller, this rich corporate, like, a Rockefeller literally was like the highest ranking Republican Party operative. And he was gay, I'm pretty sure, and like a complete fucking libtard, by the way. Like the Republicans were libtards in like the early 1970s. And this
Well,
was, by the way, when I'm saying this is specifically when like the Democrats had like segregationists in the party still. You know what I mean? Like,
I think that there's like the whole idea of neoliberalism, which I think
yes.
was a thing in began in the teens. Was the I think
Well, I think more importantly, oh wait, what do you mean? Like in our teens, like the 20 teens?
no, like the 19
Oh,
teens.
I don't know when they started using that word, but I know that it's best probably used to describe somebody like Ronald Reagan and
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton, yeah. But Ronald
It's
Reagan and Bill Clinton are so similar, it's not even funny. Like,
well, you see, that's like the thing about like someone like Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is a sociopath. He doesn't
yeah,
have any real beliefs.
correct.
So I don't know if maybe the issue
He
is
likes no, that's not true, Jared. You give him some credit here. he believes that cocaine and rape are excellent party.
I think maybe George Bush would half agree.
Yeah,
George
we don't know
George
what he gets up to, honestly.
George W used
W,
to
yeah,
party.
of course. I
Yeah.
gotta figure that the George Senior at least is some kind of real ghoul. I think he he was buddies with Craig Spence, remember from Franklin Scandal?
Well, I mean, he ran the CIA.
Oh
He was
yes, of
he
course,
was
of
really
course.
running the
He's
government.
literally a spook, yeah. But I mean, he's also I think he's like a ghoul too. Like I mean, like there's they didn't say, but in remember in Franklin Scandal there was I don't remember which girl, which black girl it was, but she said something like it was a nationally known Republican candidate, and this was in the 80s. So I always read that as George H.W. Bush was the person who was with little boys. Like,
Uh,
yeah. Well,
I,
yeah.
mm,
That's how I read it. I could be wrong. And you know what? I've debated asking Nick Bryan point blank, but I was like, let me not blow this.
no,
Would you just
let's.
tell me which person it is? I know you didn't want to put it in the book, but
I feel like if Nick had, he probably wouldn't be alive.
yeah, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, that's the question. Why is Nick Bryan alive?
I think well
What is he
here.
not telling us that he's keeping him alive?
Oh, well, I think it's that like if he does die, like if anything does happen to him, then we know he was murdered. Like
What about what's
if
his
he,
name? That Chris Hedges guy then. We know he was murdered.
yeah, but like
What do we do about it? Nothing.
that's I suppose so. There's never accountability. Like
Yeah.
if you think about
How about William Colby?
was
He was a CIA director, but he was the one who did all the conciliations to this Congress and like basically shuttered a lot of parts of the CIA and made them go underground. But remember what happened to him in the 90s?
what happened? I forget.
He's one of the Clinton body count people, by the way. But he was in his cabin waiting for his wife to get there, and he cooked dinner. And then randomly, while dinner was still hot on the table, said, "Oh, I'm gonna go kayaking." He got in a kayak with no shoes on and then drowned.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, well, I suppose these things happen and maybe guys
Or how
like
about
that.
Jeffrey Epstein? I mean, they just killed Jeffrey
I
Epstein.
of course, well,
That's the
but
perfect
he
example, really. Is so if they did just kill Nick Bryant, we would just go, "God his ass."
I mean, we would know, but like what are we gonna like? We can't do anything about it.
Precisely,
You
precisely.
know what? Like I go back and forth whether it's like I black pilled or am I a nihilist where I'm like my vote doesn't matter. I
No,
can't really
that's not being
affect
a nihilist.
anything.
That's being a realist. There's a difference between being a nihilist and just being like, there's nothing I could actively politically do, um, right this minute. You know what I mean? Like, but reproducing is a more political action activity than pulling a lever at the ballot box. Like,
I suppose so. I just like, and this is something I try to like lead in with normie people. I always say like, hey, from like the 36,000 foot view, uh,
did you say this to your friend, by the way?
not yet.
Yeah.
Because it was a text conversation,
Oh, sure. Yeah,
but
you don't want
it's
to get into it.
yeah. But I actually did this with like a normie boomer Gen Xer,
Okay, they're kind
and
of open these days, I think.
I was like, what has happened in the last 30 years? Like that's really been different. Like they
Yeah.
start a war, Democrats continue, or Republican starts a war, Democrat continues the war goes on, Democrat, Republican, Republican, Democrat. The size of government really never changes. The Republicans talk about cutting the size of government, but never the size of the military. Like
Yep.
they're never about actually reducing spending. It's like they give tax cuts to the rich. Democrats give tax cuts to the rich. Like it's all the same shit.
It's
And
aesthetic. It's an
I,
aesthetic
I'm
difference
like,
between who's in charge.
and I said straight up, like, what have you like? What has the government done for you in the last
Yeah. Well, if they're
30
boomers,
years?
they're probably collecting Social Security.
Yeah, but like at the same time, it's like what policies have been put in place that objectively
Oh
make your
yeah.
life better? And it's like I can't name any.
Yeah.
Like the ACA, like I was
I
so
fucked
fucking
everybody. Yeah, that was the point, really, is to fuck everybody. Yeah.
I was so fucking broke that it was actually cheaper to pay the fine
Yeah.
than
1 year
get
I had to pay the fine. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
go on the whatchamacallit, go on the exchange. Like it was just
Healthcare.gov. Yeah.
yeah, it was cheaper to pay the fine. And it's like I graduated into the worst recession with all
Yeah.
this college debt. And who are the ones that got bailed out? Fucking banks, not
Yeah.
me.
Well, that's who was always going to get bailed out. But yes.
It, it but it's like it's always the same shit. It never like my life never gets any better.
Yeah. But that should be comforting. This is the thing I always tell normies is like, don't worry. Everything's going to be no matter who's in charge, it's going to be the same. So,
I
should be
sub I
comforting to you is that they think that they know if you're not going to do anything about it, which most normies definitely aren't going to do anything about it. Um, then just chill out, man. Just chill the fuck out. I try to tell my mom like she was getting all upset about like Trump stuff, and it's like, man, you just got to get into some good fantasy novels.
but it's I just I see opportunities being less and less for
Yes,
even
well,
the
that's
li-
economic primarily, and that's the
the
thing you gotta get pill people on.
I just want like even my kid to have I can't even say like a fraction because even a fraction of what I have like right now would just it's barely getting by. And like
Yeah,
it we have this you and I have this conversation all the time. I mean, we don't have a rich younger brother who gives
yeah.
us a stipend every week.
Slick segue. I will say just to add to what you're saying though is like I would say that like one thing you can if you are talking to normies, this is something you could really I feel is universally intriguing to normies, whether they're libtards or conservatards, is just explain to them the Federal Reserve System and be like, and both of the parties work for them. Like, you know what I mean, basically, like, so just know that at the end of the day. And by the way, that what the things they do, the things that the bank does, like the Federal Reserve Bank, that actually has more effect on your day-to-day life than anything that any politician could ever fucking do. And it does. And you don't know it because well you maybe you do know it in some level because you know about like rate cuts and what that means for the economy. But yeah, we're going to be in a new bull market here and then everyone's going to fucking stupidly think, "Oh, I'm a genius at the stock market, not save any fucking money." And this is what's going to happen. Like I'm telling you right now, the stock market's already taking off. We're about to be in a war with Iran, which means everything's going to go like crazy. All the spending is going to go. They're going to have to lower the interest rates even more, which is going to flood way more dog shit money into the market.
And
And
then
which means, by the
and then we
way,
just have another
stocks are going to
bubble.
go way up then.
And then the bubble bursts.
Yeah, and then everyone's going to go, this sucks. Oh, what the fuck happened? I don't know. I could never have predicted this. But you know this is the way that this is the thing they think that I mean the banks they think we could just all we got to do is rejigger the numbers and we'll do a soft landing. Meanwhile, hundreds of thousands of lives are ruined in the wreckage of this or whatever. And if you're like already rich, you're like, yeah, listen, my returns this year weren't as good. You know, like that's just the way it be, yo. But yeah, it would be nice if we had a younger brother, a rich younger brother who we like retroactively claimed that we had a deal with when we were younger that we would help the other if one of us got rich. Good thing you did, right, bro?
You know,
If it was me, I totally would have reciprocated.
I've thought about this, and it's like if I were in those
So we're
shoes,
talking about Joe Cumia, by the way.
if
Although if you downloaded the episode, you know that already for the record.
yes, yes, um, you know. I think about this was something like when I came up with the topic, you were like, all right, well, I'll do the show. I'm like, okay, let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's do something. We've talked about doing this. Like I said before, it's a return to form for us
Yeah.
because this is how I started on this show was talking about O&A.
Yep, that's
But
right.
like,
In fact, just to, not to cut you off here, but I actually originally asked you to come on my old podcast to talk about O&A. I believe, if I'm not
I was very
mistaken.
apprehensive at the time.
Well, you didn't know me yet, but I get it. But after talking to me for 2 solid years later, you came on the show.
Yes. And to think that like we started this I suppose this project five five years
Project.
years
That's a
ago, five and a
generous way
half
to
years.
put it. Something like that, yeah.
So you,
Project. The culmination of my many years as a broadcaster is encapsulated in this next 40 minutes or so.
it's Joe Cumia's People's Court appearance.
Yeah.
No, but like I think about like, well, what if my brother hit big? I'd be like super proud of him.
Of
And
course.
if
Yeah.
my brother decided to do what Anthony had done for Joe,
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, like
I would be probably too proud myself. I don't have a younger brother, so I don't know what kind of relationship I would have with a potential brother. I'm a brother at all. I'm an only child. So maybe that's part of it.
you know what? If it see, I wouldn't be apprehensive if it was like my brother coming to me and like, hey, look, like I've made good and I'm taking care of like the family. And I'm gonna take care of
Yeah.
mom and dad. I'm gonna take care of my in-laws, and I'm gonna take care, excuse me, of you, your wife, and your kid. Like, but I'm not. I'm the type of person that would never talk about that. I would say like,
Right, right. That's a
okay, thank
key
you.
difference here.
I love you. Thank you. I'd probably put most of it towards my kid
Of
anyway.
course, yes, by the way, yes. You wouldn't be buying fucking Gucci branded fucking Fiats.
And fucking knock off Chinese guitars and like just all of the things that like make a boomer like a
Yeah,
boomer.
he's a watcher. He
Oh,
watches
oh,
shit. He watches everything and decides what he thinks is cool. And yeah, but let's like I want to just lay out let's just put the fine point out for those who aren't super familiar with Joe Cumia. You're probably, if you're an American at least, you're probably familiar with the Opie and Anthony radio show.
because you've
Uh,
watched our episode and our
of
series on
course,
O&A.
obviously, yeah,
Mandatory
longtime
history
listeners of the show.
homo
That is kind
watch
of
it.
genuinely is mandatory listening, honestly. So it still ranks in the top 10 of all the episodes downloaded, by the way. You're up there with the actually, you know what? You're highly ranked in there, honestly. You and Bobby rank above a lot of people in the hierarchy. Like, we got big guests occasionally.
Oh yeah, way bigger than me.
It doesn't
I'm a
matter.
nobody.
But it doesn't matter. You rank up very highly. The Chris Chan episode also ranks very highly in the rankings as well. So, and which is obviously not so the curb appeal wasn't like us posting this in the O&A for subreddit forum, which was a big part of us getting a lot of downloads on the Opie and Anthony episodes, of course.
All the brother
Um,
men.
but regardless, yeah, so but you rank up there. Bobby also not surprisingly, but I would say Bobby also like a standout guest on the History Homos podcast. But anyway, so
It's a
but
great subject matter that you guys have talked about with Bobby,
true.
super producer Bobby Timboro.
Yeah.
And it it's one of like the mainstays
Yeah. Well,
here.
I was gonna say it's like one of those like real basic bitch history topics. So people go, "Oh, history. That's the thing I want to hear about is Rome." But either
Yes.
way, so the little history on Joe Cumia. Joe Cumia, of course, the older brother of Anthony from Opie and Anthony. He is a potato peeling veteran of the Airborne Army Airborne rather.
Yeah, yeah. He well, I mean, is he a
He
veteran?
like somehow, he's not a
If
veteran. Wait, I was just gonna say he like somehow managed to be in that little window of history where boomers were able to serve in the military and not be deployed anywhere.
Well, he didn't serve long enough for him
Right.
to even be deployed anymore because the boys at the forum have his DDS 124, whatever it is, his
Yeah, whatever
dishonorable
the thing
discharge.
is, yeah.
So, but Joe is your typical Long Island boomer.
Yes.
And
Italian, important.
I suppose, but like,
Yeah, you know what? He's Italian American.
which also reminds me of the time when Joe tried to like antagonize the r slash like Italian American subreddit to like go after Opie and Anthony
Oh,
because
because
like the O&A subreddit because the
yeah.
O&A subreddit was just shitting on Italians at the time.
Well, it was just him,
It was
really, but
yeah, it really was just him. And then like Joe of course made it worse because then it just became shitting on Italians.
yeah.
And it's come on, Joe. At this point you should have known like
Like
that was
also,
gonna
by the way,
totally
like I guess he
backfire.
is a boomer. He really is a genuine boomer because like it's like that's the first rule of 4chan is we're not your personal army.
Yeah.
Like like
Like if you're just cool and you're just yourself, like whoever you are, and you're not
yeah.
trying to like galvanize, because it every fucking time these guys try to control, like especially like art, I've seen a million times with r slash Obie Anthony and the forums. Like these
Yeah.
guys come in there and they think
Like,
that they're gonna
hey, we
like
gotta come at this guy. Like he pissed me off. And it's like, oh no, now we're gonna target you because you're gay for trying to do that.
like that only worked once, and that was the
With
current
Patrick, yeah.
with Patrick because he's like a one in a
Yeah,
million
literally,
lolcow.
but we're not even going to talk about him because that's a whole fucking rabbit hole. That I will say that's hilarious that Joe reached out to Patrick and was being like, we should join forces.
And you know what? Like that's like the one instance where like Joe comes off as like an okay guy. He's like trying to commiserate with this guy. He's
Yeah,
like, "Hey, look, I know what it's like. You know, I
yeah.
know
They've
we
been
probably
bothering me online. Dude, just log off. Like,
well, to Joe's credit, like he stopped
yeah.
answering texts. He figured out ways to get his like
What
gigs
the
not
people
canceled.
had to stop. That's so. Can you imagine getting a text with like a picture of you photoshopped as a pirate and your girlfriend is a fucking seagull? I just
Uh,
laughed so hard I gave myself the hiccups.
I think that I mean I guess I'm in a unique circumstance where you have nothing but to do but laugh at what happens.
Yes, yeah,
You
you're
just have
very
to have a
low
sense. You
stakes.
have to
Yeah,
have a sense of humor about it.
yeah.
Otherwise, they're just gonna see blood in the water.
Yeah.
You know. So
But this is his crowning achievement, I think.
I mean,
How
this
did
is.
he this is okay, so let's go a little, let's give a little background here.
But
So
I know you want to give this background, but it's like the way I look at it is like, how do we get to this point where it's not even Opie, Anthony, or Jim, but it's
well, it's the
it's the
internet is the problem. Is the internet just makes people feel like the ability they like even someone like Joe now thinks he's somebody whose opinion matters, and the fact that he sucks so aggressively while that is the case, and the fact that so many people know about him means that he will then therefore be trolled.
I think it's also like the way if you're just gonna be an asshole, like going to a subreddit and then bragging that your brother gives you an allowance and like thinking that that's gonna make you like look cool in front of guys that like were literally
Only
like
someone who does his
subscribing.
work thinks that.
Like these guys were supporting you. Like who do you think
Yeah.
were the ones that were paying for subscribe? Like it's all
Yeah.
those steps. Like you the literal leaps in logic or the leaps that
Well, to him, the money just fell from the sky. he didn't put in any work for it. So therefore, why would he think about the stakes of how it came to him?
I mean, I guess, but at
So,
the
okay,
same
let me
time,
just
it's
put the fine point out. His brother became rich with radio and said, "Hey, Joe," and his sister Dawn, who, by
and
the
his
way, very
mom.
gracefully, and his mother, of course. I mean, that'd be the first person. The mother would be the first person. But regardless, he said to his sister Dawn, who's gracefully has not ever mentioned it in public, or to my knowledge, um, and to his brother, his older brother, he gives him, if I'm not mistaken, $70,000 a year.
It's a little less. I think it was like either it was like it came out to either between 50 and $60,000 a year
Okay, yeah. But
for
it's
like.
also a weird tax scam. I'm also pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken. But whatever. This is how the fucking tax code works. We're not going to get into that whole thing. That's a whole other conversation, obviously.
Whatever
But
whatever it is.
as I understand it, based on reporting from the Opie and Anthony subreddit, so it's obviously from very high quality journalism. But as I understand it, it's a way there's an annuity structured so that Joe gets what X amount a year, and that's the maximum amount of money that Anthony can give to someone without it being taxed, right? And so in a
Something like that.
way, Anthony is shielding his money from being taxed. You get what I'm saying? Because it's
He's shielding his money from being taxed while simultaneously taking care of his family.
correct.
And
Yes.
both of those things I don't
But
have
it
a
gets
problem
spent in
with.
the family. That's what I'm saying. It gets spent in the family. Joe's gonna buy him Christmas presents and do nice things for him, and call him on his birthday and shit. You know what I mean? It's like an investment almost.
I suppose, but I would think that if I were in Joe's shoes, I would never tell anyone about anybody that. Like,
We're in agreement. I
I
don't.
get
Well, he
that
was
money goes in the
clearly
bank,
shit
it gets
faced. He
invested.
was clearly drunk. This was at like 10:30 p.m. on a Saturday, if I'm not mistaken, when he was bragging to everyone about how his brother gives him an allowance.
I just would that would just never come out. Like no
I
one.
book people on the show when I'm drunk. I go, I miss. I'm gonna try to send a message to so and so, see if he'll come back in the show. Never, by the way.
That's one thing. You're creating content and you're like, I like this person. This is like,
Oh, I just when I'm sober, I would never be. I would be like, I don't want to talk to so and so.
okay, okay. I just I but it wasn't that, it was the continuous antagonist and having to necessarily correct the record. It's like, look, the more you antagonize these guys, the more they're gonna push back. And if you don't,
Yes,
if you
I don't think we need to explain the mentality of a troll.
no, I totally understand that, but it's like, so Joe and Anthony both say you have no effect on my life, and
This was
that's
their big mistake,
and
really.
this is like, that's like game
This
on,
was their
fuckers.
Icarus moments. Like they flew too close to the sun. That they were like this at that point. They were. It was all downhill from there because you can't challenge people to something that's accomplishable.
But it's not only that, it's like these are the same guys that like would terrorize other radio stations, like, and other radio hosts, and now you're trying to antagonize them to and goat them into fucking with you. Like, if you're skating
Yeah.
on thin ice, try to either defuse the situation or just not engage at all.
Yeah.
um
The thing that's, I mean, when did we cover this in the I think the first or maybe second, it had to be second, in the second Opie and Anthony history episode. But it really is a shame that like the whole like Anthony's downfall stems from him refusing to just admit that he did bad at the Big J Okerson roast. If he had just said, you know what, I should have had someone else write my jokes for me. I didn't realize everyone else was doing that. I fucked up.
or even just laughed at it. He used to laugh at himself all the time.
Yeah,
Like,
true.
he had a certain
I
amount of
mean, he still did
self-awareness.
at the time, but it was just like he felt too much cringe shame about it, I think. It hadn't been enough time for him to be able to feel, okay, yeah, I can laugh about it now.
Maybe, but there were plenty of times where
No,
the
there's no
call
excuse. I'm not trying to defend him. I'm saying I'm trying to psychologize him.
I don't know, because there were plenty of times where like they would have done recent things on the air where either one of them would have screwed up, they would have taken callers, raking them over the coals, and
I think
Anthony would do
I
that,
think I
like he
know what it
might
is though.
fake laugh or whatever laugh, but he'd like at least laugh it off and be
Within
like,
the
yeah, you
context
got
of the
me good.
show, I think he was like, okay, I can be the in the barrel on the show, but his persona that he's projecting when he's on Twitter, he's like a genius who can't be ever disrespected,
Oh
and I'll just
God.
block you, asshole. And you're lucky you even get to see my feed kind of
Uh,
mentality. I definitely think it's the Twitter aspect of it because this had left the yeah, I even Anthony was able to laugh at himself and admit that he sucked to a caller even occasionally.
yeah, oh
Not
yeah, all the time. All
absolutely,
the
that's what I'm
time.
saying. But it was within the realm of the radio show in which he felt that's his radio character. Whereas when he is on Twitter, he sees that that persona of him is maybe a little more personal to him.
I guess. I don't know. I feel like
I'm not defending him in any way, shape, or form. I'm trying to be an armchair psychologist because that's
I,
what I like to do.
I think that a lot of these guys reach a certain age or reach a certain wealth, and they're completely like out of like touch, and they take their shit way
Right.
too seriously.
But that said, he did eventually go, you know what, you're right, I did suck during that. So I'm saying I think it just took a little more time for it to sink in, and he was able to sort of square that circle with like his online persona, like his I don't know, whatever the fuck. I think he was humbled a
Maybe.
lot. I think there was a lot of humbling going on also between those two periods because he lost his Twitter. He got caught being a he got caught with a second account up saying this guy's hilarious with
Oh,
the
Corrado
Corrado Soprano
Soprano.
account. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, uh
And then he had to, then later he played it off as like he's like, oh, see, I was just trying to get people to follow my other account. Yeah, oh yeah. And then he did it again with other later accounts to be like,
yeah,
yeah, it's just something I do.
yes.
He
It's
thinks he can outsmart us, but it's like, bro, come on. I'm from the internet.
well, it's not, it's just an addiction.
Yeah.
You
For sure, yeah, for
can't
sure.
walk
But anyway,
away.
but enough about Anthony. I could armchair
I
psychologize that
know.
fucking sick mess all night. But I will say,
We have to get to the meat and
you know
potatoes.
what? The beauty of Joe is that there's not much psychology at all. It's like he's a cut and paste boomer.
Yeah, I mean, like the way beige frequency kind of like nailed it. He's like your typical boomer on the internet, like
Yeah.
just what.
There's no like I mean I'm sure there's trauma inside of him, but I don't think that's the driving force behind him. Where Anthony clearly is very traumatized, and that's why he
No,
does it.
it's all about instant gratification.
Yes,
Like,
yeah. Well, he's a classic style baby boomer. And just wait, so if you've never seen this guy before, of course he's in the thumbnail, but if you're watching the video version of the show, buckle up because here
so
we are going to we don't have to start it right away, but I want to get the first image on the screen.
yeah. So while you do that, I'll kind of lay the groundwork. So basically, Anthony and Joe both say like, okay, subreddit, you guys have no effect on our life.
Right.
Like
Big mistake.
we're
By the
winning.
way, just look at this beautiful portrait here. You got over here, you got the clearly paid actor black guy
Expressive black guy.
overreacting. Yep.
Expressive
And
black
the
guy.
oh yeah, that's a forum name if I'm not
Yes,
mistaken. Expressive black guy.
yes. It's a
This
me. It's a
woman,
memes.
same function, and then you have the dour old boomer white people in the back.
And the guy kind of looks like Rush Limbaugh.
Kind of looks like Ronnie B.
I can see that too.
I could see Rush as well. But anyway, but look at Joe. Just this like just first of all, the dead black eyes like a doll's eyes. The bovine eyes, the much vaunted bovine eyes. Literally, I said this a long time ago on the bonus episode, but like people like Joe make me wonder if like Indian style reincarnation is real. Because like I don't know if you knew this, but a cow is the last step before human.
Yeah, because it's so sacred.
Yeah, right. So what if like Joe is just like caught in between reincarnations, like
Because he just doesn't get it and he can't fix his karma. So
yeah,
he's
yeah,
like he always comes back kind of looking like a cow
like a
or a hot
bovine
dog.
human. Yeah, exactly.
I can wrap my head around that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he can't, so somebody better. But anyway, look at his just vacant look. The vacant is the word.
Well, yeah, and the whole like think about what
And
everything
look at
that
the
leads.
outfit. We'll talk about the outfit. There's so much to cover. But we were saying something of, oh yeah, so you said, I'm sorry, I cut you off about the thing you
No,
were saying that they can't do anything. We can't affect their lives. Well, we did.
so people on the forum start getting his
Well,
gigs
this was the
canceled.
subreddit, but
The
yes.
subreddit, yeah. People on the subreddit start getting Joe's gigs canceled.
It was
And it was
specifically one person.
well, no, that guy there were a few people, and it was very highly contentious.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, some people thought it was over the line, but like, yeah, it is a little over the line.
I think messing with anyone's income is very much over the line. And I think it was
It's not his
McGowan.
main income. Don't
Yeah,
forget.
I think it was McGowan that would say this that you know I don't agree with it, but holy shit, is it hilarious when it happens?
Yeah,
It was like one of those things like I can't help but laugh, but at the same time I know it's not right, and I I don't think it's necessarily okay to fuck with someone's income.
yeah,
And this
agree.
one guy with like straight up, his name was Killa Coon.
Kill a coon. Yep,
His name is Christopher Coon,
yep. Currently
and
in jail. We'll
currently
get to why right
yeah
now.
yeah. So he really hated Joe Cumia because Chris is black.
Well, he's
And
mixed race, but he's mixed race with black.
yes, and Joe does not like black people.
Certainly. I think that would be the understatement of the year.
And Joe, like every other boomer on the internet,
I you know what the funny thing is like Joe actually is like the typical conservative boomer though. So like when he sees like a conservative black guy, does probably go ape shit though, like in happiness. Like he probably
yeah,
loves it.
oh, those are one of the quote unquote good ones.
Yeah.
And so basically, this guy Joe had a St. Patrick's Day gig at this Trenton social. And by the way, there are some very nice parts of Trenton, but most of Trenton is a fucking shithole.
Yes.
It's a capital city, so it closes at 5 o'clock on Friday and doesn't reopen until um, whenever the state house opens on Monday.
Right.
Uh, I have been all over the state for my job. I've been in Newark, I've been in Camden, and I've never been threatened except for the one time or the one time in Trenton where some guy threatened to play the knockout game with me. Uh,
Well,
so
he
I
been
mean,
well, hang on, Jared. Point of contention there. If it was a knockout game, they would have just hit you.
well, he asked me if I was tired and if I wanted to go to sleep.
Okay, right. He definitely was threatening you. I'm not sure. I'm just saying specifically the knockout
Got
game
it.
refers to the phenomenon in which they just randomly smack you in the head without you knowing.
Right. And that was the first and only time I had ever been in that kind of circumstance. And like I said, I'd been all over
Trenton,
the
yeah,
state.
Trenton, New Jersey, right. So yes, that is the place, the incredibly what's the word?
Infamous
Audacious, the no, the audacious venue in which the glamorous venue in
Trenton
which Joe
Social.
Cumia, the Trenton Social, where Joe Cumia was supposed to play the solo Joe acoustic show, if I'm
No, it
not
was the
mistaken.
2U because it was
Oh, it
for
was
St.
full 2U. So
Yes,
2U
because it
is,
was a
by the
St.
way,
Patrick's Day gig.
oh, of course, yes. But yes, 2U is, of course, Joe's what he
You
claims to be his main source of income, but we all know the truth. His tribute act to U2, of course, duh. And does he have a nickname, or is it almost the Edge?
I think he's just the edge.
Okay, right.
Like
He
that,
just they cosplay as as two U2, and then they play the songs
yes.
similarly.
Yes. It's it's an experience.
Yes. Well, don't blow the fucking lead here. It's what he says. But so yeah. So anyway, Chris Kuhn called up Trenton Social, knowing by the way that he himself is a minority from Trenton, New Jersey, by the way.
Yeah.
And says like this guy says all this racist stuff online. He emails screenshots, genuine screenshots of Joe Cumia's tweets, which by any measure, and again, I'm not attacking him for this, but by any measure would be considered racist. Again, I don't know what the contents of these tweets are. I may agree with every last one of them. That said, it is a fact that many people, specifically the owner of the Trenton Social, consider them racist.
Yeah, like you got to think that maybe a great deal of his clientele may actually be black,
Yeah,
and
I would think.
you don't want
A
it
guy who's a
getting
known racist online.
or has a brother that got fired for
Yeah.
but
I don't think that was a point. I don't think that
no,
that
that
guy
was
cared.
that
I don't think
no,
he
he
cared
didn't
about
care.
that.
I think he more cared that
By
someone
the
would
way, I
go
also
out
want
of
to
the
go out of my way to say I'm pretty sure the owner of the Trenton Social is probably a libtard,
oh
and this was
huge.
sort of like a political thing where he's like, "Oh, I don't like this guy. I don't want him in my place," kind of thing.
It's probably a little bit of column A, column B, because
Right.
at the end of the day, he's got a business to run, and like
Yes.
promoting that
Controversy in general is a bad thing for if you're trying to
promoting that
run
a
a
band's going to
business.
be there, and like canceling, I suppose your main act for a big like one of the biggest drinking days of the year, and
Yeah.
you're running a bar. Like,
I mean,
does
do you
that make?
really want to? I hate live music if it's like not stellar.
I mean, sometimes like these live acts are hit or miss. Like when I took my wife to for her 40th
Just
birthday.
put YouTube on, like put a music playlist
Look,
on.
we saw this one cover band down in Atlantic City called Garden State Radio. Absolutely fantastic. All of
Yeah,
them were incredibly like talented. The female lead singer, they played everything, like everything, and it
I'll
was a
take
great
your word
show.
for it. I'm sure it was better than fucking 2U. That's for shit sure.
Absolutely. So I don't know how like Joe eventually would explain this that like the gig got canceled. They had a contract. Joe
Yes,
was planning on taking the guy to small claims court, and
right.
somehow it got picked up by the
Well,
people's
that's
court.
I'll say this. I have a my dad's longtime girlfriend uh in the late aughts, I believe. Yeah, it would have been the late aughts, mid to late aughts. Um was a landlady of a multifamily home, and she had a non-paying tenant, and she had, the lady had she had loaned the woman money in addition to her not paying her. I don't know, whatever. I don't remember the details of it, but regardless, she ended up the thing, whatever happened, ended up in small claims court, and she also was approached by the People's Court to adjudicate it on the show. And she was like, "No, I don't want to go on TV. That's ridiculous. Why would I ever do that? That's insane. I'd rather I know I have a dead to rights in court. I've talked to my lawyer. Like, I'm going to get this money from this woman through the court. Why would I go on television and embarrass myself in front of a national television audience?" All
Yeah,
questions Joe Cumia might have asked himself, by the way.
and then apparently like he made some posts where he's like, I'm gonna go in there and I've got this guy dead to rights and I'm gonna be totally
Which he,
fucking
legally
cool.
speaking, did, by the way.
Yeah, like the
Because
guy.
the guy signed a contract that says, unless any of these specifications on this contract are met, and we're both in agreement, this show will happen.
Well, it was that I mean, we might as well start it. I know it's like we probably should start it and then like stop it because we're already
Okay,
like
yeah,
40
yeah.
minutes into the show.
Well, it's
We
only an
haven't.
18-minute clip. It's an 18-minute clip, but
I know.
regardless. Well, you're right. Let's start.
Card-carrying, violent white supremacist.
I just love that this is the first thing in the fucking video. I just love this. By the way, television editors know just what they're doing. They are, mwah. God bless these men. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's at least get through it.
Yeah.
Card-carrying, violent white supremacist, and a myriad of other ridiculous accusations.
This is the plaintiff, Joseph Cumia.
Okay, let's take a second here. wait. Let's know. This is good. Okay. But check out his outfit. So this is what Joe Cumia thinks he should wear to fucking court. Now, again, I realize this isn't real court. I realize it's television. But even given that, why would you not then more class it up? Because you're going to be on fucking television.
You know, Carol looks great.
For Carol, yeah.
She's wearing a dress. She's well put together.
Yeah.
Like, she looks like if she was ready to go on court.
She's continent.
Yes.
She's not pissing actively.
Like, she looks like that's something you would wear
to court, of course. Yeah, or to be on television. Yeah, exactly. But Joe, he's wearing what looks to be like a tuxedo suit jacket. It's got to be a tuxedo, right? It's not just any suit jacket. Because look, it's got like maybe not tuxedo because that would have tails, but it's too big. That's the other thing.
I think it's definitely a suit jacket, but the fact that he decided that I'm gonna play up the vet angle instead of like like the serious angle. Like,
yeah,
I'm going to court, shirt, tie, at least a shirt and tie. Like,
yeah,
wearing a jacket doesn't make it any more formal. It's not the 80s anymore.
Yeah, you also look like you're wearing one of those t-shirt tuxedos, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. It just it's not professional.
Dude, people in the audience of the court are dressed nicer.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
The defendant booked his U2 cover band for an event he was having, and the guy tried to cancel the gig 2 weeks before the performance date. The defendant thinks he has the right to cancel penalty-free, but he's here to show him he can't.
Look at his self-satisfied look.
Bug.
Oh my God, so beautiful.
Thinks the judge will totally agree and is suing for $2,300. The amount.
I love it. That's so funny. 2,300. I know it's small claims court, but it's just like, was the $2,300 worth of national humiliation, Joe? He doesn't even know it that he's gonna be humiliated yet. He thinks he's gonna kick. So wait, say what you say. What he said he thought.
Oh,
say what he said.
Totally,
what was gonna happen.
He was gonna be quiet. He was gonna let this guy like play himself out. And Joe was just like, I've got this guy dead to rights. I'm just gonna keep quiet and let this guy like run his mouth.
Right, but he doesn't realize how television works. I also know, so I knew someone who was almost on People's Court. I also know someone who was almost on Jerry Springer, and it was Worse Roommate is the person was the name we used to give this guy on the old podcast. But he was my roommate for a moment, and I went through a breakup with his girlfriend in which she cheated on him while on vacation.
Okay.
And then he slept with her sister afterwards, like to get back at her kind of thing. But when they got this, Jerry Springer obviously was interested in this. But what they said to him is, that's not how the show works. We don't just do whatever really happened. We have a certain amount of slots in each episode. For the episode you're going to be in, we already have one where the woman is the villain. So we have to make the guy the villain this time. And so you're going to have to tell everybody that the real story is that you just cheated on her with her sister. We're not going to mention that it was in response to the sister, the girl cheating on him. Oh
God, that's so gross.
And then he was just going to be like a wrestling heel and come out and just be like, yeah, I fucked your sister kind of thing. That was like the bit. And at that point he was like, all right, this is not funny for me anymore because I'm just going to be doing an acting assignment here. And it's not even based in reality. Now, though, I'm glad they didn't. Actually, it would have been really funny if they did it. They're trash. But,
oh God, that's so awful.
But Regardless, the whatever that's what happened. And but my point is though is that the way television works is they have a heel, like it's wrestling. They have a
Yeah.
heel, a good guy and a bad guy. And Joe, I don't know how he didn't know he was going to be the bad guy in this one. Well, I do because he's dumb.
Well, I think that maybe they allow a certain amount of like let some natural drama happen, and then um the judge she knows enough to like
Well,
push
they
buttons
brief
and
her
ask
on what's
questions.
going to be. I think they brief her on the whole thing, and it's these people, they get them in a room and they ask them a shitload of questions, sort of like pre-interview, like on Larry Sanders' show. Like,
Yeah.
so all the jokes are pre-written, all the stuff that the judge is going to say is pre-written. Joe probably played right into it, thinking they just toned it differently, and he's thinking like confidently. He probably trotted out the famous quote during the fucking like pre-interview, which you know what I'm talking about. The legal established, the legal
Yeah,
precedent that he established, I should
yeah,
say.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And but that's what I'm saying. They were probably like, "That's great. You got to say that on the show. I promise you that fucking happened. That's what happens on these shows."
Yeah, I suppose that probably.
Okay, but regardless, I'm sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to give you a little peek behind the curtain of how television works. It's fairly interesting, honestly, because it doesn't have any sort of relation with reality whatsoever. But let's just keep going with this.
He's due.
So Cumia, plaintiff, suing for $20,000.
This is the defendant, Terrence Nelson. He says a patron at the bar he was going to have the YouTube cover band perform at told him the plaintiff was a humongous
He also
racist and
humongous racist. Yes, that guy also later robbed Walmart with his 3-year-old son, and didn't put him in a.
Not. Let's specify here. The guy who sent the messages,
Yes.
not the Trenton social owner.
Oh, sure. Yes, the guy who sent the message. Well, he was just talking about a customer at the bar he was supposed to perform at, who caused his son to go. This is not even funny. To be ejected from his car, ending his short life in a tragic circumstance over maybe $70 worth of electronics.
Yeah, it was a Sony
heroin,
Vizio.
frankly.
Yeah, it was a Sony Vizio soundbar.
I hope little Caden can hear it up in heaven, at least.
set up screenshots of despicable things the guy posted on Twitter. His bar's a chill spot. He won't endorse or finance a bigot, and he believes he has it out with the contract he signed, so he owes nothing. He's accused of still not finding what he's looking for.
That's hilarious. By the way.
That's so fucking brilliant. It's so bad, but it's so good.
I know, but that's mwah, love that. Terrence Nelson, defendant, accused of backing out.
All parties, please use your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors.
No, they
are
are.
actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
You see to come to order, please.
You give me the rest of the stuff that's left behind.
Litigants have been sworn in.
Thank you,
You're
Douglas.
welcome.
All right. Mr. Cumia, you are suing Mr. Nelson for $2,300 for the balance of a contract to book, is it your band?
It is my band.
Okay,
Yes.
a U2 cover band. What's the name of your cover band?
Tribute band by the name of 2U.
To You. And what do you mean by,
two.
what's a tribute band?
A tribute band is a cover.
I do want to say one little quick thing here is that the People's Court, while making him look like a fucking idiotic racist, did give him a nice plug here.
Yes. So if you don't mind having a boomer con from Long Island who's an out racist.
I mean, in a way, I feel like certain segment of the population will watch this and be like, yeah, this guy's cool. Really gay, lame segment of the population. But one nonetheless. He just doesn't, oh shit. He does not freeze frame well. Look at him.
That presents themselves as the original act.
Oh, so they gear up and
Dress up.
stuff.
It's half acting,
Who
half
does Bono?
musicianship.
Half acting, half. Would you say it's half acting? I mean, Joe, I wouldn't even. That's shitty to say to you about yourself, man. That's only 50% musicianship.
Well, Joe would tell that he is would qualify himself as an entertainer.
True, just like Eric.
Singing, yes,
Gentlemen.
just like Eric.
By the name of Jello, a friend
Okay.
of mine. Who's
I was gonna say you're not gonna cut it. All right.
no.
Okay. So
Tell
me what
He
happened.
just made a face like, yeah.
I'll laugh at our joke.
In essence, I received a phone call from Mr. Nelson, an email requesting that we play at his establishment, Trenton Social.
What's the name of your establishment?
Trenton Social.
Okay.
And after a little bit of back and forth with him via email, we decided that we could do it. And he was very thankful. I thanked him. We had not too many words back and forth as far as, discussing.
Do you have a written contract?
Logistics. I do, yes.
May I see it?
Sure.
Okay. The much vaunted contract.
So what happened?
Well, that contract was in force for approximately 2 months. And when the first I heard about there being a problem was Mr. Nelson had sent me an email, and he told me that the contract wasn't correct. So he...
Notice, by the way, the black guy, by the way, he's like, he can't stop moving. He's literally making his lip go like...
I mean, I don't think he realizes that he's like on TV.
I think he's an actor, and I do think he realizes he's on TV. They put him right behind the fucking defendant or the plaintiff.
Okay.
He's perfectly framed over Joe's shoulder.
I get it. He is the expressive black guy.
Yeah.
Touch with me via telephone. And when we spoke, he came clean about it, and he said that he believes that I have some political and social beliefs that would not be acceptable in his venue, and that...
Wouldn't he, by the way, I love how he's just like, yes, I do possess these political and social I just don't, listen, by the way, you guys know where I stand on things. I'm not even saying that, all I'm saying is, why would you come on TV and do this, man? That's crazy. That's fucking crazy.
No, I just...
I love that. There's no words.
I got nothing, Scott. I got fucking nothing, dude. Like,
why would you fucking do this? No one made you do this. Hang on, I'm trying to fix the screen to make it a little bit more. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
You see, the subreddit used to talk about expressive black guy, but if you notice the Hispanic
this one
or she kind of looks like AOC.
Yes,
like she's got some she's expressive.
Right. Notice she's also perfectly framed over this guy's shoulder, and
yes,
so does this woman right here.
She's looking at Joe Cumia with disdain.
Yes,
and
of course.
The white woman who is like your prototypical Karen.
Yes, that's true. Can I speak with the manager haircut?
Yes, is kind of looking at him like, I'm not sure what to make of this guy here.
Yes, these are all actors. I'm telling you. Or that's probably not true. I bet there's some real people in the back for there to just clap or whatever.
Get tickets to the People's Court.
All right.
That he feels as though
political and social
beliefs, yes, okay. that go against what he says. In fact, he had mentioned being informed of tweets and Facebook posts that portray me as not only a racist but a misogynist, a homophobe, a pedophile, a card-carrying, violent white supremacist.
Why did he have to say pedophile? No one was ever going to bring this. That's not like they had the tweets about him being a fucking child spit enthusiast for sexual reasons.
No one takes any of that seriously.
It's amazing. By the way, look at this black woman here. By the way, so of course, expressive black man. This is the iconic face right here.
Yes.
But
Yes.
look at this woman here. Look at the scarecrow over here. Oh my
my
Lord.
And a myriad of other ridiculous accusations. I have the source. I did
Again. What a shitty angle of attack. He's now about to start invoking. Okay, I'll let him speak.
a bit of investigating, and I came
Oh,
up
I'm doing a bit of investigating, have you? Joe.
with the
Hitting
source
refresh
of those
on Reddit.
accusations. And it's an ongoing problem that I've had pertaining to online bullying and terrorist tactics to do nothing more than defame me, make my brand unemployed.
Yeah, but were the comments from you that he was concerned about, or were the comments from someone else that he was concerned
They came
about?
from someone. They come from somewhere else. They're pure fabrication.
That's
Which is a
so
lie. Now he's lying.
like if this was real court, he just committed like
It
That's-
isn't real court. Thankfully for him.
but that's like perjury. He's
Um,
lying.
He could probably get his way out of it, to be honest. Even if he said this in real court, he could just say, "Oh, I wasn't talking about that. I was specifically talking about the images that say of posts where they're saying that I have it on good authority that Joe Cumia drinks the spit of neighborhood children for sexual purposes." You could use a lawyer to squeak out of that. But
the
you
pedophile
and I
stuff,
both
yeah.
know what he meant when he said it was he was trying to say that all of it in toto was a fabrication, which, as we know, is not the
true.
case. Is not the case.
It's a
In
bold-faced
fact,
lie.
if I'm not mistaken, Exhibit A is no, I don't have Exhibit A, but I do recall the night in which Chris Kuhn, and currently in prison, he posted his own compilation of images of genuine Joe Cumia tweets, which is what he furnished to, initially at least, to the owner of the Trenton Social here. And then he also said, "Hey, I already emailed these. Give me some more," in the thread, if I'm not mistaken. Do you remember this?
I think so. I think that like it was never like made up tweets. It wasn't like someone photoshopped. People
Yes.
literally just took his social media posts and sent these.
They're not. By the way, also, like, again, racist makes it sound cool almost. Like they're the dumbest thoughts possible, and then they have just random racial vulgarities interspersed. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't even. I wish we had them. But they're really
somewhere.
half-baked ideas. It's like, definitely he's not making any political points. He's sort of just being shocking. I think, like, again, this is like my dad, for instance, like, thinks being funny is just being like mean.
Oh,
You
like
know what I
a
mean?
Tony Hinchcliffe.
No, I don't know if that's giving him a little credit, but I'm just saying, like, he just thinks like being quickly saying something nasty is like being quick. You know what I mean?
Got it.
But like, I think like Joe, like, his tweets are like just their nonsensical racism that is non-political in nature. You know what I mean? It's not like he's not like saying like 15 do or 13 do 50, ergo this is why, we need to enact X policy. We need to, have voluntary segregation or something. Like, you know what I mean? He's not making political points. He's just going, "Can you believe these people?" Like, basically, like.
Yes. Yeah. No, I think that's it. And we'll get to some of the things that he says here.
Yeah, well, I think it does come into play.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what happened?
I was sent messages from people that were not only guests of my venue, but also friends and whatever. I was unaware of his affiliation with
Now here,
his brother, who's a radio personality. So he was.
What were you saying?
Killa Kun might have known this guy. He might have gone to a few events here, but I think he's absolutely playing up the fact that it was like Nigel,
a patron. Yeah.
It was Nigel
Nigel Eggers, or Kate
and,
Hikes. was one of the people sending him emails.
Bill Clax,
Yeah.
like
Tom Belavive.
yeah, just like made up names.
Yeah.
Like because that's what those guys. That's what they used to do. It's like almost
Yeah.
non-existent at this point.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, that's what people's Twitter names are now.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not on Twitter, so I don't know. But
Yeah, but it's made its way into the zeitgeist. But regardless, yes, he is. You're right. He's trying to claim like, oh, these were just people, friends.
yeah,
He knows it was people online feeding him shit, and he's even rolling his own eyes at being like, I didn't know he had affiliation with this radio. I mean, I'm sure he didn't, by the way, but he was enjoying. I'm sure enjoying to some degree the like, oh, this is funny. People are sending me a bunch of shit on this guy. I'm part of something right now. It's very funny. And anyway, yeah, so you'll see what happens.
Who's the brother?
Anthony Cumia from the Opie and Anthony show.
Wow, who made the racist comments? The testimony continues.
I don't want him at your club. If he said that, I don't want him at your club if there's somebody who says he
Look how
said
defeated he is right away.
that.
The plaintiff has a U2 tribute band, and the defendant canceled the gig 2 weeks before. The defendant says he found out the plaintiff was a racist, but the plaintiff says he never said the statements, and somebody's setting him up. Let's listen.
Look at those. Hang on. Let's just go back real quick and look at those.
Plaintiff says he
Very professional fucking court attire here with his white Nike
Walmart.
golf shoes, Walmart golf shoes.
Oh wait, no, it's Walmart mall walking shoes. Sorry, mall walking shoes. Yeah.
Yes, literally though.
never said the statements, and somebody's setting him up.
I think those are black jeans too. By the way, that's not. He's not even wearing dress
Dress
pants.
pants. No, those are probably.
Anthony was dismissed from the show in 2014.
And he was dismissed
Fired.
from the show for what reasons?
There was an issue.
Why did he
with,
even say? Why did he bring up his brother getting fired? He could have just said, "Yeah, my brother's a notorious radio host, and because his fans are mean to me as a result." He could have just said that.
Yeah, he could have said that.
management on Sirius XM satellite radio? He was in. If you'd like, I
At
can go through
every turn, he makes the wrong decision. He goes, "Yeah, I'm going to indulge this. Because it can only make me look good, obviously, is when I talk about my brother being dismissed from a multi-million-dollar radio gig for racist tweets."
No, I just kind of like, let's try it
He
this
was
way. What
dismissed
did
for
management say?
angrily tweeting involving a confrontation that he had with a woman in
Management said
Manhattan.
more than that. I remember this. Management
Yes.
said that it was racist and misogynistic and blah blah blah. All the things you said except for pedophile. You know, racist, misogynistic.
Yes.
Okay.
He's now going, "Why did I say pedophile? Why did I say pedophile?" Ironically, Anthony Cumia, I mean, if the shoe fits.
Is a
if the
pederast.
little black patent leather shoe fits.
That gentleman is your brother.
That is correct. He's my younger brother.
Now you get messages from who are these people?
Some are guests of my place. Some are friends. Some are acquaintances.
All right.
Some are
And
people.
they
That's a
tell
lot
you
of
what?
bullshit.
That he's
They don't tell me anything. They send me links to screen grabs of things that Joe Cumia has said.
okay, but that he has said, not that his brother has said.
I wouldn't judge a man by something his brother said. I would judge a man by something that he said.
So they sent you. What are the screenshots they sent you?
I have them here.
I wish I had this, by the way. I just wish I had this piece of paper right now to look
But
at.
when are you getting
Oh,
this
God.
in relation to the date? The date is going to be on St. Patrick's Day.
It had already passed. It was just several weeks ago.
No, I meant when do you get contacted by a bunch of people telling you?
It was at the beginning of March, like the 1st and 2nd.
So it was within the 2-week cancellation period.
prior to the
Prior
2 week.
to the 2-week
yes,
cancellation
the
period.
2-week window.
So when you get these, you decide I don't want him in my club.
I decide I don't want him in my club. Let me look at this contract more closely and
Okay.
see if there's anything.
Right, but why didn't you just cancel the way the contract says? Because the contract says that you have to. Did you cancel the way the contract says, which is notice must be in writing received through the U.S. Postal Service?
I thought I owed the man a conversation as opposed to just sending something in the mail. I thought.
So just pause this real quick. So had this guy actually just sent like an overnight certified letter saying,
I guess he would have. Yeah, it's a pain. The reason why Joe did this, by the way, is because it's a fucking pain in the ass to make sure that a letter gets in there.
sure, but like if he received the thing on March 1st, it's not going to take, if he overnights it, he's going to spend maybe like $10. He's going to save him now.
It's currently $9 or $10, I think, if it's a small like letter size
it's
thing.
Just he's going to get it certified. He's going to say, okay, like I don't want you here, X, Y, and Z.
I don't have to even give you a reason. I'm following the protocol.
Yeah, like this is what it says in the contract. Like
I'm gonna defer to, I'm actually, you know what, I'm on his side on this. Fuck that bullshit, your fucking litigious bullshit.
the guy is saying like, hey, I think I owe this guy a phone call. That's why I'm trying to turn.
No, I think he came up with that later. I think he's bullshitting. Yeah.
I mean, he would. Joe could easily disprove that if the guy like he had. No,
Joe's too busy calling himself a pedophile. To talk about, he's too busy putting his hoof in his mouth to do anything like that.
But anyway, go ahead.
I thought our rapport over the phone was good. I liked them when we first spoke, and musically, I think that their band is great. But
tell me what comments were brought to your attention. Comments of
by the way, the black guys go nodding back then, like this, like real affirmative, like when he's heard the band was good.
Like, okay, I can get that.
Okay, he can play.
Say no, certainly not comments
of Joe Cumia.
So show me the comments that were brought to your attention. Were they in writing?
They're screen grabs.
May I interject for one moment?
Can you object? Yes.
You can interject. I'd like to interject for one moment.
Not usually, but I'll go ahead.
I have a thought fresh in my head.
Oh, well, that's what we have pens for, but go ahead.
Screen grabs are, first of all, easily manipulated.
No, they're not. I mean, they are, but these aren't.
Second of all, taken out of context often.
It doesn't matter, buddy. I've seen these ones.
Yeah.
She's not going to go like, maybe him saying this word that I wouldn't say on regular television here is in the correct context. It would be acceptable for him to say this.
And I can answer for each and every one of those.
But here's the thing. Like, he goes, it's taken out of context, and I can answer for each and every one of those. And he's basically there admitting that he posted these things. Yeah. Because all he has to say is it was all made up. It's not real. Like someone photoshopped this. Like, he could have. He's
so stupid. He couldn't even stick to his lie. If he had just stuck to the lie, and go, nope, none of these are real. People online would be fucking furious. Obviously, at him lying about that.
Burden of proof is to prove that it's real. If these are just links to screen grabs, he could have just.
It's on the defendant in this case. Yeah, burden of proof. He's introducing it to court. It's on him to prove that it's real.
So Joe was like, on one hand, saying that screen grabs can be easily manipulated, and then at the same time, he's also saying,
I can answer for these.
Oh, these posts are taken out of context, but I can still answer to these. It's like, just say they're not fucking real. I never fucking said these things.
Because I think he's so stupid. He was thinking, oh, but then everyone will know I'm lying. But it's like, brother, the TV show is fake. It's all right. It's a fake court.
Well, simultaneously, like I can see them doing the research where Joe's not smart enough to make his social media private.
Yes.
So they can actually, like, if he said that.
Oh yes, you're right. That's a good point. Actually,
they probably would. The producers would have just looked at his social media and be like, "You're lying, Mr. Cumia."
Yeah. No, in fact, they wouldn't have to then look. They already did. And they have this line where if he tried to say it wasn't me, Judge Millian could go, well, that's interesting, and then they could have a guy run in, or they could even say, here's a memo that I was given from this is Exhibit B, or whatever, that says this is your social media. You know what I mean? It's so, and I'm sure they did that, by the way, if he decided to lie, because they need this angle. If it just sputtered all of a sudden by him saying it's fake, where would the show go at that point? Well,
I mean,
I guess it would still
she's
work.
still gonna read these racist tweets or
Yeah,
social
well,
media
true.
posts.
Okay, yeah, you're right. But either way, I think they knew what to do in the right. You know what I mean?
Which ones have been taken out of context and which ones are genuine screen grabs and are not.
Attention all Caucasians. If I die while being arrested because I acted like an animal, white people, please don't riot and loot on my account.
That's so conservative. That's a stupid conservative take. By the way, if I am killed by the police, riot. I'll just say it right now. Riot. You should, yeah, there should be hell to pay if I'm killed by the police.
Why is a man in his 50s like why are you like you've got a kid, you've got like you've got a family, like why would you put yourself in that like
Also,
situation?
you're 60 something. What are you doing in a situation? Why are you in a situation in which you're going to be acting like an animal?
Like why even
This, by the way,
like,
they started off with the mildest one. It's just so
funny. Let's get through them.
What was this in reference to? Do you know the context of this? Not that there's a good one. I'm just trying to understand what it was.
I don't know the context of it.
Do you know?
No, I never wrote that.
Liar. I'm pretty sure that one is confirmed real, by the way. And it also just sounds like something he would say, too.
I think it also might be like a choose your own adventure type of thing where it's like, okay, I know how, like, she knows how this is going to go. Like, she's an actual, like, lawyer. Like, she has all, like, experience.
She's an ex-lawyer, but yeah.
She knows, like, everything that, like, how, like, who's in the right, who's in the wrong. She's already made her mind up of who's going to win. But it's like...
It's scripted, yeah.
Let's see how Joe, like, handles this situation.
Yeah.
How
the
much
drama will play out on however Joe decides to act. Yeah.
Like it's a choose your own adventure, basically.
Yeah. But yeah, that's so fun. But yeah, it's so funny. It's like actually it's a Fox News talking point, but he made it edgy. You see what I'm saying? It's like a Fox News talking point. This Fox News is like, what's wrong with these? They always pick the worst martyrs. You know what I mean? It's never a guy who was a good father, blah, 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 blah. It's always some scumbag or whatever. That's standard neocon, like conservative talking point.
Fox News. Yeah.
And but he decided to go, ooh, that's me, but I'm edgy and I'm openly racial about it.
Yes.
This because I'm Anthony Cumia's brother.
But he straight up denies that he said it.
He's a moron.
So now he's like, okay, now I don't have to answer that one. So let's hear the next one.
Was the size of a shaved silverback ape, and if you squint a little.
Let's go back a second.
Context of this? Not that there's a good one. I'm just trying to understand what it was.
I don't know the context of it.
Do you know?
No, I never wrote that.
Damn, that boy was the size of a shaved silverback ape, and if you squint a little. And this is purportedly, this is a picture of you, and this is coming from your what?
Twitter.
I'm positive that one's real too, by the way.
Oh, they're all real. None of them are made up, Scott. None of them were photo.
I know.
There's no filter. There's no like, hey, maybe I shouldn't say this.
This is, again, I want to make this clear. Our group chat, in order to enter the group chat, you have to say a racial slur to prove that you're not an Indian scammer. So it's not like I'm against racial discussion or racial disparagement or anything. But that's just not funny. Oh, damn, he's as big as a gorilla. It's not a statement.
It's more of, I think you're right in the sense that it's more of, hey, I'm being edgy.
Yes.
I'm not going to say the word that's going to get me kicked off, but I'm going to infer and use
something racial, something, what's insinuation, exactly. Like I'm going to insinuate a racial comment here.
Like I'm going to mention apes and equate whoever he was talking about.
I think it was Mike Brown, if I'm not mistaken.
I was going to say, but it just, why? Like, why?
I know. It's just not funny. It's like you're not being funny when you say.
But he's like saying, "Damn that boy." It's like, okay, you're bringing up, you're using the word boy, which
Oh yeah, I didn't even think of that. Well, he was a boy too. Well, he's
no, but
17.
you know, he's saying like
I know. I'm
like
picking up what you're putting down. But
he's
yeah, all right.
using he's using ape. He's
Boy and if you squint, you didn't even
yeah,
finish the
like
sentence.
well, I mean, he's a high school dropout. He
Oh,
doesn't
yeah, you're right.
understand
Oh, by the
grammar.
way, I'm positive it ended in ellipses because boomers are obsessed with ellipses. They can't not use
Oh,
ellipses.
I could see that, like the inner thought of yeah, I
Yeah, yeah. Well,
got it.
dude, every fucking boomer I have text with, every in between every participle is a dot dot dot. Next clause, dot dot dot, clause, dot dot dot. It's like, what do you know? By the way, grammatically speaking, I'm sorry, this is a fucking side bar here, but grammatically speaking, you know what an ellipses indicates?
The juice? No, I'm kidding.
Good one. No, but you know what it indicates? It means that something
I
was
can
left
say
out.
that.
Yeah, yes, you can. Anyone can, but what's it called? It means something was left out. Meaning dot 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 is like I didn't write. There's something else there. So if
Yes.
you just put dot 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 in between two complete thoughts, what did you leave out? You being grammatically incorrect, and you look like a fucking boomer idiot. But yeah,
I
anyway.
can see that. I can see that.
No, it's coming from a hosting site called Imager. Imager is a hosting site wherein anyone can post pretty much anything.
How do you know it's coming from Imager?
I can show you who did it. I can show you the very person that went to Terrence and told him in no uncertain terms, I'm going to get Joe Cumia canceled, and Joe Cumia and his band canceled on St. Patrick's Day. Proudly. These are live links right now. I can actually show you, and I have highlighted.
Right now, let
me. By the way, they didn't cut it down for. It's so great.
Again, it's a choose your own adventure. Okay,
Yeah.
Joe, you've got.
But it's also the way it's edited. I'm sure there's other scenes, there's other parts of this segment where the other guy stumbled and sputtered and whatever, and they just cut it because it's easy.
Absolutely.
It's easy to do. But they wanted to make Joe look like a fucking. He's literally holding like a Pepe Sylvia thing right now, going like, look, I have these are live links, by the way.
So he's one of the many people, according to him, who reached out to him. But now tell me this: how can you show me that person put it on Imager? You can't do that. What makes you, other than the fact that he was proud to have reported it?
There's an online community of people.
There it comes.
Here it comes. This is the Apollo 13 moment.
I didn't want to bring up Reddit. I really didn't want to bring them up because they've done nothing but give me a problem. It started about a year ago.
You know what? Don't even.
I'm sorry.
I don't want you to have
I don't want to get long-winded.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So now I'm reading these comments, and you're reading these comments, and they're abysmal. So what do you decide you're going to do?
As you know, if you know anything about my brother's old show, they used to gang up on other
but by the way, I don't want to
shows.
get into it. We're not going to get into it. When we come back from the break, they get into it.
They did some pretty abysmal things. I mean, they did things that were entertaining while on the air. That's what got them their ratings. That's what got made Anthony as famous and Opie as famous as they were. But these people are still around. They still hang around. They're basically on
cents, which is what your 50-year friendship has been reduced to.
Oh, it's a commercial.
This week on the People's Court.
Come on, man.
Hold on. Let's get the people's
Welcome back
reaction.
to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So I'm just going to ask you, if you were the judge and you have to make a snap decision, somebody made racist comments that a band you hired outside the club, and then 2 weeks later they're about to perform. Can you say to them, contract's over, I don't want you in?
I would say yes. You could say the contract's over.
Because it's that bad?
Yes.
You agree?
I agree.
Even though there's nothing in the contract.
Even though it's just there is a black woman over your shoulder. You don't have to say this, you know.
that says anything about it.
I agree. I'd do the same thing.
Okay, but can you do it and not get sued for the performance fee that the person had?
I would hope that they wouldn't let them play, but...
What do you think? It's America. You're allowed to do it.
So pause this real quick. So the People's Court, to actually add real context, I think, is shot in Hartford, Connecticut.
Yes.
Central Connecticut.
These are actors, in other words.
No, they're college kids.
Okay.
Because there's the University of Hartford right there.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
I have a friend who went there. Like, I go there for work occasionally.
Oh, these are also probably just audience members.
Could potentially be like kids that like don't have class that day or have a break in class. They're like, oh, they're shooting the people.
They're makeup though. I think they're audience members. I think they're because as you mentioned it before. They give out free tickets to all these shows like Maury.
Because they wanted to fill it up.
And Jerry Springer, and I guess they're all gone now. Steve Wilkos, but so it's probably a person who got the free ticket. And they're like, hey, you're screen friendly. Can we put you in makeup and have you film a segment outside?
If you notice, everybody in this like little crowd here, they're all young people. Like there's
I know that's what I'm saying. They picked them out of the audience, the least people. I
guess.
Think about it. Going inside the courtroom.
You decide you don't want him at your club.
I can't have him as a welcome guest.
I don't blame you. But now here's the thing. There's a contract that says how this is supposed to go down, and you don't follow what's in the contract. I don't want him at your club if he said that. I don't want him at your club if there's somebody who says he said that. The whole thing's too controversial, right? But then it's so simple. Why don't you just do what it is?
They are, by the way, the Nike golf shoes, by the way. I can see
the Monarchs.
Yeah.
That it says here. Now, without a doubt, you were informed by him before the 2 weeks. You were actually informed by him on the phone. You don't deny that.
He's got aviator sunglasses in his pocket, by the way.
I actually noticed that too. Like, I'm like, I never noticed that before when watching
never noticed that before. That's hilarious.
You were informed by him we're canceling you, correct?
That's correct.
And I contacted him in writing the day before, just so that it was before that 2-week window. By email.
He also told me that he was going to show up and have a conversation with me face to face so he could get to know me and we could sit down and talk like human beings, and he can make his determination then whether or not I seem like...
He hadn't met Patrick S. Tomlinson yet. He didn't realize that some people are just not worth parlaying with.
A racist, misogynist, pedophile, Nazi, white
he didn't have to say. By the way, look at the black guy too. As soon as that word comes out, he goes.
Why would you call yourself that?
I don't know. Why would you bring that up, dude? She wasn't gonna read the thing about child spit on the fucking air, you idiot.
Because there was never Joe never like all the tweets. Where Joe's that was
Joe
the weapon.
Racist, yeah.
It was never like the ridiculous photoshops of like a child spitting and Joe being like this type of like it was never that. It was like that was like an inside joke. Yeah. They just sent his social media posts. Like there was no like.
Yeah. All right. Let's finish.
I was this card carrying, violent guy. That's really what it comes down to. Instead, he took the word.
Why would this guy have something against you to make up that you said these things so similar to the things your brother said?
It's not just one guy. If you'd be kind enough to take a look, it's an online community of people that used to be known as pests, Opie and Anthony pests. As you know, if you know anything about my brother's old show, they used to gang up on other radio shows. They did some pretty abysmal things. I mean, they did things that were entertaining while on the air. That's what got them their ratings. That's what got made Anthony as famous and Opie as famous as they were. But these people are still around. They still hang around. They're basically online terrorists. They want to have anything to do with affecting my life and my brother's life. My brother.
Why would they have anything?
By the way, again, he's so waving the white flag here right now. It's so pathetic because it was directly in response to "You will never have any effect on me and my brother's life," verbatim. And this is him saying, yes, that got under our skin because, this got under our skin because we realized where we fucked up by saying that at this point.
Against you just because you're your brother's brother? I mean,
yes, that's why. That's why.
That's a little bit far-fetched.
God bless this woman.
And you know what? She probably knows it's true.
So you end up sending an email when?
Yeah, on March 2nd, the day
Which
that I
was
called him.
within the
Prior to
the
day
2 week
before.
period. I am going to assume, for the purposes of our discussion, that he said every single last thing. And then I'm going to analyze it legally. So the question that I have, and that I have to analyze here, is it sufficient when a contract specifically calls for cancellation through the U.S. mail to turn around and cancel in a different way? Okay? You know, all you have to do is have postmarked something, you know, and I would always send it certified return receipt requested, or just something so that you have a picture of the postmark and everything's kosher.
$10, dude. 10 fucking bucks.
You don't, and you send him the email.
Kosher is
and the
right, by the
question
way.
that I have to answer is that sufficient? Does your email do it, or does the law require the way the contract says? And I looked at this research before coming up here, because I got to tell you, I think, you know, if you're concerned that he's making these horribly racist comments, you should.
I love the way they frame. Dude, I love the magic of television. Just they cut to his face. Horribly racist comments.
And that smug look.
But that's not the question that I have. Were you right in doing it? Being a racist is not a reason for cancellation of a contract. Racists can enter if you did say it, racists can enter contracts. They can.
Pause it. Now that you could take that to the bank.
Yeah. So, okay, ladies and gentlemen, it has now been established in the common law of the United States People's Court and in the United States that racists can indeed enter contracts. Thank you, Joe Cumia.
Can.
Sure.
And they're still legally binding. So, you know, and that's one of the beautiful things about this place. That's what makes us different than other nations, is that you have the privilege of being as racist as you want, and you're not going to go to jail for it. You have the freedom of speech of being a complete jerk if you want to be. And then I have the freedom to never have anything to do with you. So you have to do the things according to the way the contract says. I think that if you're getting grief as a club owner from people about something like this, you absolutely did the right thing. I just wish you'd done it the right way. You understand what I'm saying? I hope you're not lying under oath today. You know what? I just hope that you're not lying under oath today, because then
she knows he's lying.
Yeah.
Because if you are lying under oath, and I'm still doing this, I still know that it's the right thing. It's still the thing I have to do, but it'll leave a sour taste in my mouth. My verdict is for the plaintiff and the amount of the remainder of the contract, $2,300.
I roll.
Well, the judge's hands were tied by the law, so she finds for the plaintiff. He gets the $2,300 back. You know what's a shame? The cost of a postage stamp could have saved you $2,300.
I haven't bought stamps since online banking started, so, you know.
I know, but I mean, that's the case you face here. Simply, a postage stamp could have done it.
Yeah.
I think you've learned a valuable lesson.
Sure.
Sorry about that, but that's the law, sir. Okay.
This guy's like, can I go home now? This sucks.
Thank you. Thank you very
I've
much.
got to drive all the way. I've got.
Oh, so by the way, for the record, I don't know if they're not running this as part like a frontward facing, but part of the way this works is if you appear in the People's Court, if you lose, the court pays the fee. Did you know that?
No, but that makes sense.
Yeah,
it's
so
like,
that's
like
your incentive to be on it. Yeah,
got it. Okay, so either way,
as the defendant, rather.
So Joe has nothing to lose. Like he's gonna get either get his money or he doesn't get his mone. But
no, oh yeah, actually no. I think Joe would get the money also, whether he wins or loses. I think that's part of the deal too. So both parties don't have to pay anything, and they do get. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. Regardless. But yeah, so this guy, I clearly wanted to go home, and I think he didn't realize that there was going to be kayfabe here, because the way the guy was saying is that this could have cost you $2,300, and you could have done with the cost of a postage stamp. But it's like the guy's thinking like, well, I don't actually have to pay, so can I go? Like,
yeah, I get it.
Here comes Mr. Cumia.
Hello. How are you, Mr.
Oh, well,
Wilson?
I guess you must feel pretty good right now, then.
I do and I don't. I have to say that I was a little bit. I'm happy that that Mr. Nelson has to pay me, but I'm a little bit unhappy that
Joe knows the kayfabe, but for the record, Joe, it is 50% acting, 50% musicianship after all.
doesn't really allow me to delve a little more deeply into the accusations of
See?
racism,
that
pedophilia,
that
and everything else.
that is the thing. Like,
He thought he was gonna literally have his day in court.
it's literally what Rick Thomas wants.
Yeah.
Like, Rick wants that so fucking badly. That's
Yeah.
why he went on a media tour.
Every narcissist wants his day in court, by the way.
It's like, dude, just get your fucking money and go home. Like, if this was about the money,
Well, I mean,
get
they're
the fucking
interviewing
money.
him. He could have just said, I just want to say, he should have said is, I just want to say those are all fabricated things or whatever, and justice will reign, whatever. Anything sort of, have some fucking dignity, man. This is ridiculous.
But he even brings up pedophilia again. Like,
gonna say it
come
again.
on, dude.
Wasn't the issue
I know
facing
it
her,
wasn't,
you know,
but
that
the
she
thing
didn't
is,
have to.
the thing is, I understand that.
It's terrible what you're going
Hard
through.
shot, by the way.
I
He
think
tried to ramble there. That means he said something stupid, and they were like, yeah, that's not getting on the show.
And there's very little recourse. America, be very careful. Very
Okay.
careful.
You see,
Well, look, good
he
luck.
thought that
No,
he
I
was
think
going to
so.
be like the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
And that, like, he was going to talk in, like, they were going to
Look
let
at the
him talk.
camera. Yeah, have his big moment. He's gonna be like, I'm mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take it anymore.
Yeah, like, he thought he was going to be, like, the guy that starts them
The
repealing
revolution, the
Section
anti-woke
230, yeah.
revolution. Yeah,
Well, it's not even anti-woke. Like,
it was prior to that, but yes.
but it's not even anti-woke. Like, people like Anthony and Joe aren't actually, like, First Amendment advocates.
Well, that's right, because now I bet. Actually, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to what Anthony's response to the Charlie Kirk firings were. I would be interested to know. I want to give Anthony at least the benefit of the doubt. He might have said, "Don't fire people."
If you think about it, it's never actually about the First Amendment. It's about them saying whatever they want to say.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's what everybody wants. Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, it's like the quiet part aloud is like everyone is an authoritarian when it's their guy. And
yeah, well, no, everyone's an authoritarian, period. And they just want their guy to be the one who's in charge.
Well, yes, but then they wrap themselves in the shroud of democracy.
Yeah, well, that's where they're wrong.
I mean, you and I both know it, but at the same time, you know, I bring this up to people all the time. Like, well, if a President Bernie Sanders unilaterally made nationalized healthcare without like a single act of Congress or changing the Constitution, you guys wouldn't be saying my democracy. It's always the same shit with these people.
Oh,
like
sure, yeah.
everyone's a hypocrite and no one wants to admit it.
I was kind of hoping that Nixon was going to do that. He wanted to.
Yeah, but everyone views, like, they call Nixon as a fascist and like all these guys are incredibly, like, typically complicated.
Well, yeah,
people.
like I said,
I brought this. They're
up
not
to me recently
good.
on the show, but Nick Bryant told us, or informed us, I should say, that in the 90s, the New York Times wrote an article called "The Last Liberal President." It's about Nixon.
Yeah, they apparently,
it's interesting that they acknowledged that he was like that.
Well, yeah, because
once he was dead.
Yeah, he had just died, so that's why they lionized him. That's usually what happens when they die. They all get lionized.
I remember that. I was the last president I remember dying, or that was the first president I remember dying.
I don't remember him. Like, I don't remember anything about him dying.
It was like 1994 or something.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
I just remember it being on TV, kind of thing. But because I was too old, I was too young to remember Nixon or Reagan dying, though.
No, Reagan died afterwards.
Okay, I remember him dying too. Then
Reagan died in like the 2000s, like 2003, 2004, I think.
Okay, well, that's weird because he was already brain dead. But whatever. Okay, enough about
yeah. But like, Joe
So
wanted.
let's talk about the aftermath of this. So immediately after this happened, I'm assuming he went backstage and talked to the producers who were like, Joe, you did an awesome job there. This is gonna be a great episode. I promise this is what happened. They always do this. And then he went home and then reported to his family, I got this. I won. I made him look like a fucking idiot. I know this for a fact because I listened to the Anthony Cumia show the next day, and he reported to the show, "Hey, I just got off the phone with my brother Joe. He just finished up with the People's Court. It went great. He kicked their ass. He made him look like an idiot. This is exactly
Oh no,
what
no,
I
Joe,
swear. This
Joe made a social media post about it. He's like,
Yeah.
I won, I got paid in full, and I got the girl too.
Paid in full, and I got the girl, which is him holding his grandmother there."
You know, and then when it came out and everyone, he humiliated everybody, like him and his family. Joe again went on social media, I think, and was like, they edited all this stuff. They
Yeah.
made
So when
me
it
look
actually came
bad.
out and everyone was like, Joe, what the fuck did you, why did you call yourself a pedophile, man? Um, he basically was like, that fucking libtard bitch, Judge Millian. He
Oh yeah,
posted nude images of her on Twitter, which I mean, I guess they were already out there. Who gives a shit? But I'm just saying, he did it in like a shitty, like, oh, look at this old woman. Like,
it's like fucked up because she sided with him. Like she
yeah.
made you pay for, like you got your money, but she made you pay for it.
Better than that. No one made you go on the show. You could have just stayed in fucking small claims court, got your $2,300 and called it a fucking day, you stupid fuck.
He wanted to talk about Reddit. He wanted to talk about the
Yeah.
online harassment campaign. He didn't want to talk about the fact that he went and like antagonized these guys to the point where they're like, well, fuck him.
Drunk driving and talking on the phone for hours to people. Like,
well, that happened much later. That
it
because
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I just, again, it's like all the steps that it took to get to the point where Joe appears on the People's Court for $2,300. And like, I've been in these circumstances with like former employers that owed me money. And at some point you have to ask yourself, like, what are you okay with walking away with?
Right.
Like what you were like going in, like what you humiliated yourself for, you get in 2 weeks with your brother. Like
Yeah.
it's 2,300. Like that's 2 weeks of stipend. Like
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Why or even like less? It's more, or you get more from
Right,
the
you
allowance.
think, yeah, or just about, yeah. But regardless, yeah, I mean, it's like, dude, like, I mean, again, I'm sounding like a broken record at this point, but it's remarkable, honestly, that this guy just what a fucking
And you want to like, and I do give Joe credit. Like he eventually like
he learned his
stopped.
lesson, but he took a way too long to learn that lesson.
Yeah, but I'll give him credit where credit's due. He's not engaging. If he does, it's just like ha 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 ha. That's it. He's still making his dumb boomer social media
Right. I
posts.
love how there's people who have made like fake boomer identities online to befriend him so they can get screenshots of his boomer Facebook post just so they can report back to the sub and never comment, never out themselves.
Oh no, there's a guy on the forums. I'm not gonna out, but he does a dead on Joe Cumia social media post. Like he just with the emojis,
Yeah, all capped. He writes like
just
Trump kind of.
it's
I almost think no, no,
it's
no, no,
beautiful.
no, no. Trump writes like Joe Cumia.
Yeah.
In a way. Well, they all share one mind. They all are. They. It's like that meme with like the cat. It's not his day with the brain cell. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway,
This is just
it's just beautiful. I'm so glad I got to share this with you guys.
it's I gotta hand it to like Joe and Tomlin and Rick. Patrick S. Tomlinson. Like
Yes.
their online behavior has shaped me. Like I make
In a pause, do you think
one.
you're a better person, or you're no? I shouldn't say better. I should say, do you think you're a less emotional person online because of their behavior? I would say I am
Yes, I say I'm way more conscientious. I'm not
online.
I'm online. Well, in life too, because it's like I don't want to be. I keep maybe because I'm entering midlife, like I'm closer to 40 than I am 30, and I'm like, if I die tomorrow, do I want people to think that like I was a huge fucking asshole? Like, is that the legacy I
I'm
want to leave?
staring down that barrel right now. Staring
It's
down
like,
that barrel as we speak.
do
If
do
I
do
die tomorrow, people are probably going to think I was a huge asshole based on my internet footprint.
but like I don't like if and maybe it's me being selfish, maybe it's me being like self-centered, but like I don't want like people to be like, oh, thank God he died. Like
Yeah, I
it,
don't think people are going to say that about Joe Cumia, though. I think people are go, oh man, do you remember that time he made a fucking absolute fool of himself in the People's Court? That's what they'll think. In fact,
sure.
we were all better off because of Joe Cumia. Let's think about it that
Oh,
way.
I mean, it's a what do they call it? What kind of lesson is it? It's a
A Pyrrhic victory.
not a Pyrrhic victory, but
I mean,
like
it is a Pyrrhic victory for him.
a cautionary tale.
Gosh,
That
great point.
sorry,
Yeah.
it's a cautionary tale
But
of
I would say this People's Court appearance was a Pyrrhic victory for him, actually.
he did win. He won on a technicality, but like
It was a
the
Pyrrhic
guy
victory. Yeah, he got completely demolished in the meantime, in the interim.
it was a choose your own adventure. The judge knew he was lying, and she's like, "Okay, Joe, I know that you're in the right, but you're gonna have to pay for this now. Like,
Yeah.
is it really worth like lying to me and putting out these racist tweets?" It's like,
Also, the other thing is, like, Joe did not get a positive reaction from his tweets. I want this to be clear. Most of those tweets were protected, meaning only certain people could see them. And he had spies, of course, reporting on every dumb thought he had. Um, but the point is what I'm saying. He wasn't like going viral weekly with his brilliant fucking thoughts. Joe's thoughts. He was
well,
got like 4 or 5 likes on each post, and it's like at that point, what the fuck are you doing?
you see, like, I understand like the idea of how it works. Like, I understand like it's about a dopamine trip, and I just think that like, is it worth putting that stuff out there? And it's not like a belief system that's gonna like make progress. You're talking about like
You're just making very unfunny jokes.
yeah, and it's like if you're gonna make like a political post, if because I see people that politically post all the time. Like, you've been somewhat active on Twitter occasionally. I'm still
Oh, when
relatively
I
active.
post on there, by the way, when I post on there, it's like a fucking pun about like what my about like I told you one of my favorite tweets recently is like Weed Gang Gramadeus smokes hard. That's my favorite tweet of the 2025, I think, probably. That's the kind of stuff I tweet.
So like when I'm on Facebook, I I have to mute people that like if every other post is political, like I just
Yeah. I would
because
unfollow at that point. The only person I allow to see my mom's political posts are really funny because they're just like not they're like liberal Joe Cumia almost.
well there's one person I share
Yes, he's great.
their posts with. So and I don't mute that person because I
Because they're
actually look
so good. He is Joe Cumia. Yeah, he's like the mirror world Joe Cumia.
yeah, yeah.
In a lot of
You
ways, yeah.
you got that right.
Yeah.
Um but like it's just have just a little self-control
Yeah,
goes like
please,
such a
dude.
fucking long way, man. Like
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm glad you guys all were able to appreciate that with us. Great episode coming this weekend. William is on the show. And Tony Tudor is on the show. So get hyped for that. Jared, does anything you want to say to the people before we leave?
No. Well, thank you for having me on, Scott.
Needless to say, you didn't need to say that, but thank you for joining me as always, and stepping in for Patrick on assignment.
Anytime.
Appreciate it. And also, thank you for coming up with this. This is, I think, your first suggestion, and I was like, "Stop, you're done."
No. I had two suggestions. I was like, and we could do this topic another time, but it was the Kids for Cash scandal.
Oh yeah, we got to do that one too. Yeah,
because people are like, Joe Biden was a great president, and I'm like, he literally commuted the guy who sent innocent children to prison for money. Like, Joe Biden's fucking evil. Like,
he's evil because he had sex with his daughter.
That too.
We don't have to get into his political stuff.
But like, that was like, I watched it's a normie documentary on Netflix, and watching it just made me my blood boil.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Anyway, but let's hit the road. I think we've done our time here.
We did 2 hours.
Just about, yeah. But anyway, Die with Dignity, and from Jared and Patrick, thank you. I don't know. I was just trying to come up with something you would both say, but I just realized how indomitable that a concept is. But regardless, they just said something in spirit, and
you know what? Be a good person.
There you go. Later, homos.
She's shining. She's the only one to see. She's shining. She's the only one for him. So shining, she's the only song to sing. So shining, she's the only one for him. Shalala. I see the sun rising in the morning. I see the king sitting on the throne. He's sitting there, sitting